So if someone who's on a ventilator who can't survive without external machine support, is that a human life?
Well, they can survive outside the womb.
But not without a machine,
I mean,
without assistance, without help.
Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Big Bloom. We're here. We're back with another video. This one, we're gonna hit up Charles Kirk and see what he's talking about, see what he's doing once again. Some more opinions, some more thoughts, maybe some facts. I don't know. You know. So let's go ahead and get right into it. This one's gonna be called Charles Kirk goes head to head with not a secret Democrat. Interestingly enough, let's go ahead and get right into it.
Real quick, I got to test at 3, so
Okay.
I'm going to make it
Right off the bat, go ahead.
Sorry, I've been waiting. You're supposed to be here at 2:30. I just want to introduce
Complicated
myself.
business.
I want to introduce myself. I would describe myself as a libertarian independent. I'm from Massachusetts, hence the Bruin shirt. I'm not a secret Democrat.
Okay.
My goal here is not to expose you or anything.
Well, good luck,
I think
but yeah.
I think the reason why, I hope the reason why you're here, and I think the reason why debates are important is because everyone in a debate has a chance to learn something. I believe that I could learn something from you today.
Okay.
Do you believe you could learn something from me?
Possibly.
Possibly. All right. So freshman year, was told that Turning Point was a nonpartisan libertarian organization against big government. Would you care? That's how you would categorize it?
Not libertarian.
Not libertarian? Okay, well, that's what they told to me.
Depends how you define libertarian, though.
Well, yeah.
How would you define it? Classically?
I would define it as freedom, individual freedom.
I love freedom.
Freedom to bear arms.
Okay.
Freedom to marry who you want to marry. Okay. Well,
Okay.
so you think the government should step in and regulate who people want to marry?
Well, it depends. I mean, do you think children should be able to marry adults?
No, but that's
that's the government regulating marriage.
Adults, all adults.
Oh, so kids can marry adults.
No,
well, that's the government, so you're not a libertarian.
Should be able to marry all other adults.
Oh, okay. Why adults? Why do you draw the line there, though?
I mean, age is not a protected, right under.
But why use the government to enforce age restrictions for marriage? That's not very libertarian.
Why are you saying that?
Because I'm not a libertarian.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, I just
So you believe the government should have some role?
I believe in small roles as minimal as possible.
All right.
As minimal as possible to protect the well-being.
You started with an absolute statement saying why would you want to use the government to tell people who to marry, and you agree that sometimes that's the right move.
Absolutely.
Okay, continue.
But I would not prohibit adults marrying other adults because
how about polygamous marriages? Is that okay?
Sure, because adults are doing what they would like to do. As long as everyone in that marriage consents to that polygamous marriage, there's no issue, and I don't understand why you would think that.
Okay, here's the interesting thing. Why do we call it a marriage? Why do we call it a marriage? That's what I want to know. Marriage, the idea of marriage is an ancient term. Why must we use an ancient term that regards in specific requirements, man and a woman? If two of the same sex want to get married, why must they use the term marriage? Is there another term that a union, I don't know, a contract, like what is the definition that says that they're married? Technically, if you're living with somebody, even though if you guys aren't married, if somebody that, let's say I have a cousin or whatever that's living in my house and they've been in my house for a couple of years and they're paying bills or whatever the case may be, I can put them on my insurance. I can put them on my, what do you call that? On my benefits and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that I think that's the case where I can do that. So why is there such an urge to have marriage? Because they want to do the wedding, because they want to wear the suits and the dresses and then have people come. You could do that anywhere without an officiate. You can get married at, I don't know. It's just weird how they want to incorporate such a Christian value, but don't want to follow the Christian requirement when they can just do whatever the heck they want, but they want to call it a marriage, which is I don't know, interesting. Please, somebody, I mean, again, I want to know what is the significance behind homosexuals wanting for it to be specifically a marriage. Is it because of the theatrics? Is it because of the events, the parties, the lavishing and stuff like that? And then saying, "Oh, this is my husband, this is my wife" type stuff. I don't I don't know.
People are in danger in polygamous marriages.
Okay, continue.
And, of course, just other, big issues of our time, marijuana legalization.
Okay.
If you're not in favor of marijuana legalization, you're not a libertarian. I believe in that individual
I don't
right.
say I'm a libertarian, so
Okay.
I don't know why I'm on trial
I don't
for
know why,
being something I'm not.
If you are, against big government, I don't know why you would like
because
the
interestingly
government
enough...
well, you're interrupting me, Mr. Kirk. I don't know why you would like for the government to take away the rights of citizens, because, I don't think that governments should take away the rights of citizens.
Right, okay. So why is it a right to be able to do a hallucinogenic drug?
Well, marijuana is not a hallucinogenic
well, potentially
drug.
hallucinogenic.
All
right,
not.
it's obviously
It is not.
it's obviously showing well. Continue.
Okay. Would you agree with
I don't
the
understand
statement
how it's
that
not.
if there are
Okay.
monopolies regulating all sorts of business, would you agree that that's not real capitalism if those monopolies have all the control?
Potentially, that's. I mean, you had to give me an example.
Right.
So-
Well, okay. This was the example I wrote up. A Walmart moves into a rural town, sells products cheaper than the local supermarket and clothing stores.
Okay.
The other stores begin going out of business. After the other stores go out of business, Walmart raises its prices. They begin hiring immigrants cheaper wages. Should the government step in and regulate the business?
That's
to help those
capitalism.
Depends.
people? Okay.
That's how a conservative would answer the question. You have to use prudence.
All right.
Prudence.
Last thing I wanted to talk about real quickly. There are some real idiots running for office, both sides of the spectrum, right? I mean, I didn't say it before. Some Democrats I despise: Nancy Pelosi, Cory Bush, Chuck Schumer.
Good
They're
for
all
you.
fucking
We agree.
idiots, all right. All right. However, there's one real pressing candidate on the right that I think a lot of conservatives are starting to realize is a complete nut job, and I just want to hear your
Mitt
opinions
Romney?
on Mr. Herschel Walker. Now, his son, well-known conservative
Yes.
influencer, I believe you may have met him at some point.
Yeah, I did a whole show on this, so I hope
Perfect.
you know my position on it.
I know
So-
your position is that you are in favor of electing Herschel Walker.
Oh,
to office
100%, yeah.
Over a
And again, that's not Turning Point's
pastor,
position, but that's mine.
A,
But yeah,
a
just-
person whose job it is to profess religion, a pastor. You believe that Herschel Walker is more fit than that person for office, and maybe you
absolutely.
can explain
Yes,
that.
that's correct.
But you think so. Your sign right here: abortion should be illegal.
Yes.
So why is Herschel Walker not in jail?
Well, first of all, we don't know he paid for the abortion.
Okay.
So what's the evidence to show he
Okay.
did?
Well, if he is,
it's a very serious
shown-
accusation.
Okay, if he
I
is,
agree.
If he is linked by direct evidence, you would at that point say that he should not be.
Potentially,
shown
but
fraud.
I'd have to make that decision. But he denies
Okay.
it, and the evidence is very shaky. It's very
okay.
shaky.
It's not.
Yeah, but
That's okay.
Raphael Warnock wants to make abortion up to the point of birth, and he wants
I
to make
don't think
that
that's true at all.
policy. Well, he does. He's voted
Okay.
that way.
All right.
So that's Warnock's policy.
Was there, you said he's voted that way. Was there ever a vote set on whether
Multiple
abortion should be
times.
legal
Yes.
up to the point
Yes,
of birth?
multiple times.
All right. Well, my personal view is that it should be up until a baby can survive outside the womb. At that point, because I think there's a difference between when it relies upon the mother's body and when
so
it
a
doesn't.
26-week-old baby that has to go to the NICU is not a human being?
I believe the precedent for the NICU thing was 22 weeks. I believe.
Yeah,
that's
so
where it's
so you're okay, but they can't survive without help.
I would be okay if a state decided that was not the rule.
Got it.
But
So let me ask.
I don't have any issue with the Supreme Court's ruling on
Yeah,
it.
let
but
me
I
ask
think,
you- can I ask you a question?
I really like Tim Miller.
No.
Okay, Tim Miller is he runs the Bulwark Project, the Republican Voters Against Trump Instagram page. Lifelong Republican, helped George Bush's campaign, worked with Jeb Bush.
Okay.
His opinion is it's ridiculous to say that abortion should be legal in all cases or illegal in all cases.
Right.
There are obviously.
Well, let me ask you a very simple question.
Yes.
When does life begin?
In my opinion, human life began, or when does life begin? Because that's a different question.
Human life. That's the operative question,
Human
right?
life begins when a human can survive outside. A human can survive outside the body.
Why do you believe that?
That would be because
No, I don't.
All right. Human life. If I cut off my finger, is that human?
Got it.
That clump of human cells, is that different?
Well, let me ask you a question. So if someone who's on a ventilator who can't survive without external machine support, is that a human life?
Well, they can survive outside the womb.
But not without a machine.
I mean,
without assistance, without help.
Okay, people on ventilators, oftentimes will cede their right to be removed from
Or
a
someone on
ventilator, and that's
dialysis,
not
or someone who's in a nursing home. They can't support themselves, right? So, but those are still human lives.
Yes.
Got it.
Okay.
So
I think you know the difference between a developing human that may not have a heartbeat or may not have.
Well, heartbeats start at 6
may
weeks,
not
so that's a
have organs
different.
that help you.
Now
Okay,
we're moving it
but
back.
So you would be okay with a 6-week abortion ban?
You can come up. That's okay.
You would be
In a second.
You would be okay with a 6-week abortion ban?
No, of course not.
Okay, well then there will just aware.
No, but you've already moved.
I'd be okay with a 6-week abortion ban if
okay, but that's fine. I mean, we're at least we're getting somewhere.
If Democrats and Republicans.
Well, no, I would be okay with that
Congress
ban. Is that my ideal? No, but no, I agree. I didn't answer your.
15 weeks.
I didn't answer your question
15
correctly.
to 22 weeks, I would say would be my ideal, and I think that it's important that we recognize the issues that are a lot more important than 5, 6, 16 weeks in an abortion ban, right?
Well, you came prepared. I want to get to other people.
So all of the audience here, I just want you to know.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? If you reached this far into the video, that means that you are a real one, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you. We reached 500 subs, which is great. Thank you guys so much. And that being said, we're halfway to our goal, which is 1,000 subs. Let's clap it up. So as a token of my appreciation, we're going to be doing a small giveaway once we hit the goal. But do know that as this channel continues to grow, the giveaway amount is also going to grow. But more details is going to come later on. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and like, subscribe so you can be part of this great community of living one Geta. Let's go ahead and get back to the video.
Don't see red or blue. Charlie Kirk wants you to see red versus blue. He wants you to see that you should vote for one.
He's not a secret Democrat.
In supporting that, you are supporting the big government system that Mr. Kirk dislikes. Vote third party if you want. If you're dissatisfied with both parties, vote third party and support candidates that want to make ranked choice voting allowed, so that we can have more candidates and better candidates. Because when we have ranked choice voting, candidates that better support what the people want will win. Thank you,
my
Mr.
friend.
Kirk.
Thanks
it was
for being
really
here.
nice talking
Appreciate
to you.
it. Thank
I do
you.
respect you a lot,
God
and I
bless you.
hope that you keep learning from people who talk to you today.
I listen to you.
Interesting. I actually had a couple questions, which was very, I don't know, but so the thing about the whole abortion talk, abortion talk, the thing that I'm coming to that I'm noticing is, again, it's just like one of those cases where it's like you take a situation where there's a very small percentage and you kind of maximize it to make it seem like that's what's happening everywhere. With the whole abortion thing, to my understanding, the majority of cases where abortion is being used, it's not because a woman has a dead fetus inside her womb, and it's not because a child may be, or a woman may be, an assault victim. You know exactly where I'm going with that. Those aren't the majority of reasons why women get abortions. It's because they get pregnant with their boyfriend or somebody who they know or don't know, and they're trying to get rid of the baby. That's majority of the cases. But a lot of people are making it seem like, oh, you get an abortion, that means that the people that have miscarriages in their wombs, they can't have the they can't get rid of the baby. They're just supposed to sit with the dead baby inside. That's not majority of the cases. I think it's mainly impartial to those babies that are alive. So in this case, when they're talking about, CSI says the heartbeat is 6 weeks. I mean, if it comes to that makes sense. You have 6 weeks. Okay, let me calm down. You have 6 weeks to really determine, do you want this baby or not? 6 weeks. Most people don't find out that they're pregnant until maybe the 3rd week. So you really have 3 weeks to decide. It's not a very long time for a big decision like that. I understand that. And depending on situations, you're trying to figure out who the daddy is or whatever the case. I mean, at the end of the day, the issue that I have is that when it comes to the left, like they said in the debate between Trump and Biden, the proctor had asked Biden, in some states they allow abortions up to a full term, and Biden just stood that he supports Roe v. Wade. Essentially, he's not saying yes, but he's not saying no, which ultimately to me he's saying yes, and to me that's not okay. I can understand it's a cell, it's a molecule, it's just an egg and a sperm, and they're still trying to do their thing, whatever it is that they do, I guess. But if you're telling me that a heartbeat starts at 6 weeks, then definitely for sure has to be the cutoff. For sure has to be the cutoff. There's options. If you're a great victim, yo, just adopt. There are plenty of people who can't have kids that are willing to take kids. A lot, just adopt your kid if you don't want. And if you decide you want to keep your kid, then keep your kid. That'll be an even bigger blessing at the end of the day. But I mean, that aside from that, the interesting thing that he said in the end, which now after all this talking, I forgot. Let me go back and see. The whole third party thing. Yes, that's what it was. So it's very interesting when I'm thinking about it. It's like third party. Okay, yeah, you vote third party. But at what point does a third party really stand a chance in any election? At what point was third party even like a contender in this situation? To me, I mean, it sounds a little crazy, but to me, when you're voting third party, it's kind of a throwaway vote. You don't like either side, so you vote third party. Okay, great. I don't know. It's just a weird situation where it's like, yeah, you got to choose a lesser between the two evils. In some cases, like me and my roommates would say when we were in school. But it's really like you use third party and you're kind of wasting your vote. And for the side that you don't agree with, you may be giving them a bigger upper hand because now there's more people like you that's going to go third party that's for sure isn't going to win. Then the other party that you may not like has a better chance because you decided to go and waste your vote. But I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know the full math and the polls and stuff like that when it comes to that stuff. But interestingly enough, interesting video. The thing I like about Charles Kirk is that we're able to have these conversations like I like to have. I don't like people getting all in their feelings, getting upset, and all this yik yak. If you have facts, go ahead and put in the facts and all the information. Let's have a conversation, a legit conversation. Like that's like this is a good one. Most people tend to get upset. But I mean, he stated his point. He stated how he feels. Kirk stated how he feels. And at the end of the day, I mean, everybody feels how they feel. Then homie's going to walk away saying what he needs to say. Then it's whatever. Yeah, interesting video, y'all. If y'all like the video, go ahead and like the video. And go ahead and hit that bell. Hit that bell so that when I post new videos, y'all know that it's coming. And y'all can go ahead and watch them. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. All right, y'all. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Take it easy. Peace.